Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Taylor. I Love Lingers, and we back again with another video. You already know what it is.
Yeah.
And today we doing another video, TMI tag part 2.
Facts.
And I got my friend with me. You can introduce yourself to them.
Maurice, aka Instagram. You can follow me. It's Black Dynamite spelled backwards, like literally the whole one word spelled backwards.
Look his name. That's his name on my phone is done for a reason. This nigga will not stop calling my fucking phone. What the fuck is going? I'm not gonna let him call. I'm not even gonna answer it. What do you want?
Clearly, it's important. Whatever it is.
I'm in the middle of a YouTube video, but anyways, y'all, the ice cream truck just like came. I thought that was so cool. All right, but back into the video. Damn. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's sorry, y'all. Somebody calling my phone. I do not want them to call. All right, what's up, y'all? This is Taylor. I Love Lingers. We back again with another video, and today's video, well, you can introduce yourself.
This is my friend. I'm Maurice, aka if you look me up on the gram, it's Black Dynamite spelled backwards.
Hey, okay.
Snapchat, either Stonermite or I don't post shit, all one word. So.
Oh yeah. Today I got him with me because we're gonna be doing the TMI tag part 2, and we're gonna do it a little bit differently this time. Last time we had just like looked up some questions on the internet, but we got our own questions and stuff. I got questions and he got his questions, and we're gonna ask each other. We're gonna go like back and forth. Yeah, so I don't know what questions he got. He don't know what questions I got.
Thanks.
And it should be pretty interesting because I got some good ass questions that we about to ask.
Mine are pretty solid.
But yeah. He cool as fuck, y'all. So we about to just go ahead and get into it. And you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first. Ladies first.
All right. My first question. When did you lose your virginity?
I was 17 before I turned 18.
Right before?
Yeah.
It was like right before?
Right before, like, I was still in high school, so, you know. I didn't lose it like a lot of these young motherfuckers. Like,
So
they were like, oh, I lost mine at fucking 14. Oh, I'm sorry, I was being a fucking kid and just doing kid shit instead of trying to be grown up, so.
All right.
Yeah. What about you?
Wow. I actually waited. Well, yeah, I caught myself waiting for the right person. Which even I think, still to this day, I think I did wait for the right person. And I waited till I was 18 years old.
That's good.
My senior year of high school, me and this guy were together for like years, so I was 18 when I lost mine.
When's the first time you smoked and were you scared?
Smoked?
Yeah.
Smoke what? You just can't say smoke. I don't know what you're talking about.
When was the first time you smoked weed and were you scared?
That's a good question, because I have to really think hard about that one. The first time I ever smoked weed, you know, damn, that is a good question.
That is a good question.
But I want to say my first time I ever smoked was probably 3 years ago, and I was with this boy who was together dating and stuff, and his brother was like low-key the plug. And I remember us just going over to his brother's house, and we all like, he rolled a blunt and I was in the rotation. So yeah, he introduced me to a lot of things.
Okay.
Alright.
My first time I smoked was with my boy Shane, R.I.P. to him. He passed away like a couple years back, but yeah, he I was literally saying, because he told me he did like the smoky shit like Friday, where he was like, oh, I know you don't smoke weed, but we gonna get you high today type shit. Like, and I kept telling him, I was like, dude, I don't smoke. Like, I don't smoke at all. I told him I don't smoke, and he just just fucking just
Aw.
happened. So
That's usually
And-
how it goes. But like, I don't.
yeah, and it was like the episode of the Boondocks where the granddad smokes weed for the first time and like everything is illuminated. Like that's the way I felt, and like I went home. My board got stolen that day because I skateboard. I skated. We went fishing that morning, and yeah, he took somebody stole my board.
Dang.
I had to walk home. I ate 2 things of ramen noodles and passed out. So that was my
You had
first
a
time.
good first time.
Yeah,
Dang.
it was pretty
I
fun.
don't know. I think I was scared. Oh no! I'm
I know.
lying, y'all.
I was a
My
little
first
scared of my
time
mom.
ever smoking. I remember now because that story reminded me. Me and my friends went riding. We went riding. We was like in the car. It was like late at night.
Mm.
We all in the car smoking and shit. You know, I'm trying to be cool and shit, so I ain't gonna say no to the blunt. I'm smoking. So we riding and shit, y'all. I was so scared. I was like twitching, and my body was like, "Hey,
Those are yours.
what you get? What's that?"
I got 2 honey buns and a slushy and this.
That's yours. I don't want nothing.
Aw, you trying to share?
Thank you, though.
So y'all, I remember that day I was twitching, and I know I sound crazy when I say this, but I really thought I was gonna die. Like I thought my heart was beating so fast and I couldn't stop twitching. And these dudes was like, me and my friends, they were just looking at me like, "You good?" And I'm like, "Hell no, I'm not good." But yeah, I just remember that experience, and I guess like ever since then I've been, you know what I'm saying, like it's whatever. But that shit scared the hell out of me, y'all.
I was just scared of being caught by my mom. Like I was around the homies and we were fishing at 3 in the morning.
I was acting out then.
Yeah.
That's when I started getting into some stuff because I was acting out, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And I was like, man, fuck it, you know? But yeah, on to the next question. Yeah, on to the next question. Have you ever had a threesome?
I have.
For real?
Yes, I
Are you
really
for real?
did. Deadass. I had met these 2 girls. Well, this one girl one day. I forgot where I really met her at, but she hit me up. I got her number. She hit me up and fucking. She said she was trying to link, and then she said she had a friend, and apparently her friend was a white girl, and she was like, "Yeah, well, my other friend was with me, and he was trying to come with us, but then her friend said that she didn't even like white dudes, she liked black guys." No, it wasn't gonna be no foursome. They didn't like, you know, they didn't like swine or Caucasian, so.
These girls were white?
No, one was black and one was white.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, the swirl.
Yeah. About you?
No, I never had a threesome. I never had a threesome.
A lot of energy, I'll tell you that.
That's crazy, yo.
If you could fight any celebrity, who would it be?
Any
Like
Fight?
celebrity, like musician.
fight them?
Yeah. Like,
We choose to fight Kanye West right now.
I don't
Because
want how
nobody
so.
fucking with him right now, yo. So he gonna have to see me with the hands. You know what I'm saying? For the one time.
He gonna have to
Alright.
catch the fade.
Yeah. Or Donald Trump, cause I ain't fucking with him either.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Alright. So
For me, I probably had to choose. Probably to choose Tekashi 6ix9ine, only because he's influencing younger teens to be hard and they soft as
dang.
cotton. Stop being that way. Do not be 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have him to fight, I would probably choose let me see. Yeah, that's it. Just
Okay.
6ix9ine, yeah.
Next. If you could bring back one person from the dead, who would it be?
One person from the dead. I would bring back Malcolm X.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Cause he was like very influential, and he's honestly, out of all like the civil rights movement activists, all those guys, black history people,
Yeah.
he's my favorite because he was originally on one plan and he thought of like one straight way. He didn't like he wasn't like Muhammad or like Martin Luther King, where you turn the other cheek or you
Yeah.
know kiss someone's ass. Like he's like, I mean, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. So
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Sorry y'all, somebody calling my phone. I do not want them to call my phone. So one person I would bring back from the dead is freaking wow. Wow. It's all I can say because there's a lot of good people that's like passed away too soon. But Tupac, of course, because I feel like, you know, by the time when Tupac was around, I wasn't really old enough to see that era, and I feel like that was such an important era in our time. Like that was cool, like to live in the 90s era when it was like Tupac and Biggie and all them people. You know what I'm saying? Like how cool would that be? How cool would that be if he was still alive to this day? Can y'all imagine? If he was still alive to this day, like that, that would have been like some
he definitely
crazy
changed.
stuff. Yeah.
The presence of rap music. Like he made it to the point where it wasn't only about rap, it was about changing your community.
Yeah.
He
was really intelligent, I feel like
very,
too.
very
Not
intelligent.
even just his music, the music side too. Like he was a good rapper, but he was a very intelligent individual. And I would love to just be able to sit down and have a conversation with him because a lot of stuff he was talking about back then is still relevant to this day. Like nothing has changed. That's
and
crazy.
his parents were Black Panthers.
Yeah, man.
That's a good fun fact.
Hell yeah.
If you didn't know.
Yeah. Whew, yes, sir.
All right. What age did you have your first kiss?
Oh, I don't remember. No, for real, I do not remember. Oh, I'm lying. I was 12 years old. My first love, like I said, we was together for years. We met in church, grew up together in church and stuff like that. And I remember our very first kiss. It was choir rehearsal because we used to be in youth choir and all that stuff together. And we like kissed behind the church. I didn't know how to kiss though. I was mad, like, oh shit, like, you know what I'm saying, nervous and shit. But yeah, that was my first kiss. I was 12 years old.
I gotta say, I was probably like 10. And that was like the little peck, oh, it's
10?
cooties type shit.
You was
the
hella
cooties
young.
the cooties era, you know what I'm saying? So
You was hella young doing a lot of shit.
yeah, I was. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was a nerdy kid though, but like, I mean, girls thought I was still cute. Like, I don't know, shit.
How old are you, by the way?
27.
27, y'all.
Don't even look it. It's cool.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No, I don't. I don't believe in any type of like.
What?
Yeah, no, I don't believe in any type of like what the fuck they call it? Yeah, paranormal activity at all, cause it's.
I'm shocked.
Like, I mean, they could be there, but it's like, do I know? I don't know.
We don't
like,
know. You're right.
I mean, most of the time people like, oh, it's a ghost in my house. Like, I mean,
well,
you could just have like the fan on too high,
No.
you know, or
Okay.
you could just.
So
I don't know. You can just like you probably just like if you have a bad smell, you think a ghost in your house. You probably just need to clean your pipes. Like, I don't know.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. So, do you believe in spirits in like the afterlife?
I
Like,
believe in
people pass away?
reincarnation.
Okay.
So, I feel like we're all like when we die, we're all reincarnated into another life. Because if you notice, anybody that dies in your family, there's either before or after the person passes away, there's always a new family member.
Yeah, they do say that.
Yeah. And my grandma passed, I think I forgot. Somebody probably passed a year before I was born.
You know what?
But
I believe in all that. And that's a whole nother, we could do a whole nother video on that subject because I'm really big into like all that, like, what do you call it? Second lives. Like, what do you call it? Like when you're living the life of another person, pretty much. And like you have, it basically has something to do with deja vu, and it's because you're before a person, you're before life, been there and did that before. I'm into all that stuff too. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't believe in
I've seen certain, like, I've watched certain things and, like, read about certain stuff, and they said, like, sometimes if you have, like, marks and cuts on your hands, it can be from a past life.
Past life, that's what it's called.
And I actually have a cut right here.
On your
And that's big as shit. I don't even know anything about it. My mom doesn't know about it, and my dad, so.
I got cuts like that, too.
Yeah.
So that's very possible. Like, that's crazy. All right, last question.
We're on question 4, aren't we?
Oh, I asked the last question.
Okay.
That was the ghost question.
This made my whole life, bitch. Oh, shit.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I remember this person was saying to me one time, and y'all, this is kind of personal, but I guess I'm putting this shit out here now since we're recording it and whatnot. But I used to stay in a homeless shelter, and I remember at the time I didn't have a card in, and I remember just like taking an Uber home from work to the shelter, back to the shelter, and this lady said to me when she dropped me off at the homeless shelter, she said, "Wow," she was like, "I would have never thought." She was like, "This whole ride, I'm taking you to a whole house." Like, she was like, "Just talking to you and your personality and your spirit and who you are," she said, "I would have never thought." She was like, "But that's good that I don't let the things that I go through in life and the stuff that I experience and stuff affect me on the outside, because you know what I'm saying, something like that, somebody would be like, you would think they would be like really down and depressed all the time. But I never let stuff like that get to me, because I always knew like, oh, I'm getting ready to come out of this situation. Stuff is getting ready to get better for me. You know what I'm saying? Even though at the time I didn't have no car, I didn't have no house, I didn't have nothing really. So, you know, I guess it was just good to hear, you know, somebody saying like, continue to be you, pretty much. Like, yeah. Well, now y'all know.
The best compliment I've ever received. I've received pretty good compliments.
That's good.
That is so hard for me, because like I don't have no. It's like it's hard to hate me, so. I honestly, yeah, I don't have no haters.
No, he's a very good person.
Very good.
Yeah, I can't see that either. So you just, no.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. Everything has really been pretty solid for me. Like, I get like a lot of compliments.
He does get a lot of
support, a lot of love. So
yeah. I seen this for myself, y'all. People love him. Like, I was like, wow. And that's good when other people can see you without you having to open up your mouth and tell them like, oh, I did this, and that. Like, people can see the good in you without even having a conversation with you.
Oh wait, no, I think back now.
Okay.
I thought about it. Somebody told me that I'm like one of the most humble people they've ever met. So that was probably the best compliment for me, because it's like, I've had people in front of me try and like tell me, oh, I got this, I got that, and a nigga like me, I'll tell you, dude, I don't give a fuck what you got. Like, it's all about like how you carry yourself and how you talk to people. Yeah. And just so people can look at you and be like, okay, this dude, even though he has like $1 billion, he has like a Rolls Royce, he has a big house and fucking the hills and all that shit. I mean, even if you got all that shit, you could still be an asshole, you know. Yeah. But if you're just a genuinely good person, ain't nobody gonna give a fuck about what the fuck you got, or how big your bank account is, or how many houses and all that other shit you got.
So humble. That's good. That's a great quality to have. A lot of people need to take some notes.
More people need to get it. Yeah. You know, because it's for sure. You don't have no humbleness, man. Like,
I'm telling you, life will humble you for you. If you don't humble yourself, life will definitely do it for you. Because your whole life could change in an instant. Like, literally, you could be up today and have all the money in the world today, and tomorrow that shit could be a different story. So to be humble is like definitely one of the top, like,
definitely
best compliments. Yeah. Okay, come on, get your life together. No? Okay, last question. Have you ever been arrested? Tell the truth.
I have.
You don't have to tell them for what though.
Yeah.
If you don't want to.
I mean, I don't care. Like, I mean, I beat everything. Everything's dismissed. So.
True.
I got arrested for
True.
Driving
Facts.
without a license, driving with no lights, and DWI all at the same time.
Damn.
Cost me $1,800, $15 to my lawyer, $300 to the court, and then I got charged with possession of marijuana and having a dwelling at my house because I was smoking out watching Star Wars, and my neighbor and my roommate got in a fight and they called the cops. So cops checked my house. They didn't find shit. We had a whole ounce of weed, guns, more drugs, bowls. Like they got me with like a fucking roach.
What?
Yeah, I know, like a roach. That's the only thing they got me with. And
if you don't.
I read the search warrant. Beware, like, be notice of that. Anytime you get charged with anything, always read your search warrants because you never know, you might be able to beat it. My shit was had the wrong date and the wrong time. The wrong time and the wrong date and the wrong address.
Wow, that's crazy.
And I read it and I beat my case and I got it dismissed. It's still on my record, but it's dismissed.
It's dismissed. Thank God.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, have I ever been arrested? Y'all, this is about to be a whole nother video within itself. I can't talk too much about it because it's still an open case. But yes, I did get arrested at my job. These people literally came to my job. Not at home. Not in the grocery store. At my job, these niggas came and fucking put my ass in handcuffs and walked my ass out of my job in front of all my coworkers and all my friends, and took my ass the fuck downtown. But we ain't gonna talk too much about that because that's another video within itself. But yeah, that's it. That's all the questions you got.
That's all the questions.
Okay, so that's our TMI tag part 2 video. Hope you guys enjoyed that video.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. I think we touched on some really good stuff. Like, this was a good ass video.
We asked some
I'm
shit
coming
that we
clutch
didn't
with the
know about
videos.
each other. That's what's up.
Yeah, I like doing this. We gotta do it again for sure. So y'all, I guess I'll have all his information and stuff in the description box down below. And yeah.